Hey Franken friends, it's Greg Smith, aka Dr. Frankentosh, with an iBookintosh update. I have my prototyping board or perf board in place, and I'm laying out my components and running into a little bit of trouble with cables. I'll show you in a minute, right after this. Okay, so I'm laying out the project. This is the M1 MacBook Air logic board. And then this is a USB hub, and over here is HDMI. So we also have USB 2, and then there's power delivery, which we won't be using. We'll be doing power delivery directly to the MacBook. So the challenge that I'm running into is that I've laid out the components for the Raspberry Pi, the trackpad, the keyboard, and then the buffer that feeds the keyboard signals into the Pi. This is what's called a TCON board. It will convert HDMI into LVDS to go to the display. And the problem we're having is wires. This wire is not very flexible, and it's kind of the wrong length. So I'm having trouble getting a connector from the HDMI to the TCON board. The TCON, the HDMI connectors, this is not one of them, but they're only 6 inches long and they're really thick. So I have a feeling that I'm going to be creating my own HDMI cable. Now, there's a good chance that I'll also be creating a USB-C connector. This is another version of this USB-C hub where I removed the cable, and I may create my own my own USB-C connector to go from here to there. So if that's the case, then the orientation may change. I may put the TCON board over here and connect the USB hub here. I may have to move some of these components around to make room. Now, once we're done with that, there are connections. This is the LVDS cable connector here, and it will go to the monitor. But the display connector is only about 3 inches long, so I may have to wire my own cable there. And then once we have that all working with USB-C to USB-C, HDMI to HDMI, LVDS to display, and then we'll also have this will become our power input and external USB connection, which will come over here where the power connector was originally. And then we'll also have USB-A going from here to the USB micro connector on the Pico. And that will complete all of the wiring and layout of this board. And hopefully, when this all stabilizes and it appears to work fine, I will convert this into a printed circuit board and replace the perf board or proto board with a proper printed circuit board, and then be able to duplicate my successes. So that's update number 2. I had hoped to have this project done by Christmas. Doesn't look like I'm going to make it. As always, thank you for joining, but please don't subscribe to this channel. Don't like this video. Don't click up there or down there, and don't subscribe to my other channels. Your time is precious. Thank you again so much for spending part of it with me, and I'll catch you next time on Dr. Franken.